It's a really chilly day in the upper Midwest. The temperature is just 30 degrees this morning. It's still breezy, just like yesterday, so that makes it feel even colder. The bridge up there is the state line, and I'm entering the state of Iowa. Freedom to flourish, according to the sign. Take a look at that water tower on the right. I'm not sure if that's a real water tower, but it's meant to advertise the Diamond Joe Casino.
Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome everyone! This is day 2 of my north to south road trip, and today I'm exploring the great state of Iowa.
Let's check out a map of Iowa to see where I'm going today. Lots of places to see, starting in Clear Lake, then heading east to Waverly, and then Strawberry Point, then heading south to Brandon, then a return trip to Riverside, future birthplace of Captain Kirk. And then I go west to Avery, then to Pella, then right before the sunset, I'll see a few covered Bridges of Madison County near Winterset.
I'll have quite a bit of ground to cover as I travel through small towns in Iowa. It's gonna be another long day. Let's go!
My first stop will take me to the city of Clear Lake, population of about 7,700, and is the home of the Lions. The city is the site of an airplane crash that killed 3 musicians on February 3rd, 1959, known as the day the music died. I'm at this Casey's, and the road on which the gas station is located is Buddy Holly Place, named for one of the musicians that died in the crash. The current price per gallon is $3.12, so about 20 or 30 cents cheaper than what I saw in Minnesota. The night before the plane crash, Buddy Holly and his band performed at the Surf Ballroom. This performance was the 11th of a very grueling 24-event tour, which was plagued by frequent breakdowns of their buses, and the band members started to fall ill from the very cold weather. Buddy Holly decided to charter a flight to the next stop after this performance, and 2 of his bandmates went with him,
Richie Valens
and J.P. Richardson, better known as the Big Bopper. In front of me is a marker memorializing those musicians and the pilot of the plane, Roger Peterson. The marker was donated by the manager of the Surf Ballroom. The interior and exterior of the building is pretty much as it was on their last performance here in 1959. The flight that Buddy Holly chartered would only take 3 people plus the pilot.
Richie Valens
Earned the seat on the plane from a coin flip. He's remarked that the coin flip was the first thing he's won in his life. Meanwhile, J.P. Richardson had come down with the flu and asked the bass player to fly out instead of taking the unreliable bus. The bass player's name, Waylon Jennings. Jennings made an unfortunate joke to Buddy Holly about hoping the plane would crash, a joke that haunted Jennings for the rest of his life. There are other musical events still being held here. It looks like ZZ Top is performing here soon. This marker over here says the Surf Ballroom was built in 1948 and placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2011. The plane took off at 1 a.m. the next morning from Mason City Municipal Airport, which was close to the Surf Ballroom. The conditions were cold, some snow, very windy and cloudy. The plane crashed about a third of a mile away from this point. At this gravel road intersection is this monument with a large version of Buddy Holly's signature Wayfarer-style glasses This marks a trailhead that reaches the crash site 1/3 of a mile away. Many people have left eyeglasses, and at the base of this marker, as well as hanging from the white posts. Even though the fields are private property, the owner has allowed access to the crash site down this cleared, grassy area. I made the walk. Way down there is where I started. And here's a memorial to everyone that perished in the crash, which happened at this point. Ken Packett created this memorial in 1988, which consists of a guitar and 3 records: Buddy Holly,
Richie Valens,
Big Bopper. February 3rd, 1959. The records bear the names of Buddy Holly's song Peggy Sue, the Big Bopper's song Chantilly Lace,
Richie Valens'
the song Donna. The guitar and the records are made with stainless steel. This whole area is pretty much how it was 65 years ago when the plane crashed. A memorial for the pilot, Roger Peterson, was added in 2009. This was also made with stainless steel. Someone made these wooden stars with each of the musicians' names written on them. You can see others have left other things. Many people have left ears of corn, some cans of beer, some plastic flowers, more thick rimmed glasses, and here's a Minnesota license plate. This memorial is a place of quiet reflection. I'm not sure who maintains this, but I can see that those who come here treat this place with respect. You may recall a couple of years ago I went to Beaumont, Texas, and saw the gravesite of the Big Bopper. That's when I got the idea to come here and finally got the chance to visit. Now back at the trailhead where the large set of eyeglasses are. And while I'm looking over all the messages left on the white poles, I also noticed people coming here, looking at the glasses, and then leaving. It is cold and breezy, so maybe that's why. Now heading east toward the city of Waverly. What's great about Iowa is the plethora of 4-lane highways, which makes it a quicker travel across the state. And now I'm in Waverly, looking at this large factory operated by the Nestled Corporation. Everyone knows what Nestle manufactures, all that delicious chocolate, including Nestle Quick. The giant red mug in front of me might be good for some hot chocolate. It's about 6 feet tall, so who knows how much chocolatey goodness will fit inside it. There's a familiar and friendly Nesquik rabbit. Fun fact, the rabbit was unveiled as the company mascot in 1973, and his name is Quickie. Yep, Quickie. And you know that name was given with tongue very firmly in cheek. In commercials, Quickie was voiced by Barry Gordon, who also voices Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Star Trek fans might also have seen him as a Ferengi in Deep Space Nine. One more look at the mug before I go. Many years ago, this mug was a part of an annual festival where they gave out hot chocolate. Actually, on a brisk day like this, I could use a giant mug of hot chocolate to warm me up. It's also getting cloudier the further east I go. Anyway, let's head on to my next stop. Bye, Nesquik Rabbit. I'm going through downtown Waverly on my way to my next stop. It's a typical downtown strip with stores and offices on both sides of the road, but something up here caught my eye, so I'm gonna stop real quick to take a look. Take a look at this painted mural on the side of this bakery. Not only does the painting look really nice, but the bakery is venting out the smell of freshly baked bread. It smells so good. You don't think they do that on purpose, do you? My next stop takes me to the snowy Strawberry Point, not far from the eastern border of Iowa. The population is 1,155 as of the 2023 census, and is part of the Starmont School District, the home of the stars. The small building holds both the City Hall and the Police Department. Take a look at the motto. Strawberry Point is the sweetest place to grow. And since the population of the city is so small, the downtown area is very modest as well. But this small town has something very, very big. And here it is. It's the world's largest strawberry. For scale, I'm standing directly below it. This thing is huge! This fiberglass sculpture was dedicated in the 1960s. It's 15 feet tall, 12 feet wide, and weighs 1,430 pounds. Most of the things in this town are painted red to go with the giant strawberry. Also, a good amount of snow on the ground. The idea for the giant strawberry was thought of by the Jaycees, who wanted to advertise their little town. The residents footed the entire bill of $6,500 to hire an advertising agency from Dubuque, who then designed this giant strawberry. A company in California created the strawberry and had it shipped in 4 pieces to the ad agency in Dubuque. The agency then put the strawberry together and drove it on a flatbed truck to Strawberry Point. The sculpture was dedicated on June 20th, 1967. The strawberry fell just once due to a windstorm before its first anniversary, which broke apart the giant berry. However, the berry was fixed and reinstalled, and has not fallen since, so whatever they did to install it the second time has really worked out. It's almost 60 years since the second installation. Now I'm making my way south to see some of the roadside attractions found in small towns. I'm now in Brandon, Iowa. The population here is just 341 people. The school system's mascot is the Mustangs. This town also has a very large item. Take a look at this. It's Iowa's largest frying pan. Not the world's largest frying pan though, but it is the largest in the state of Iowa. This giant frying pan was installed in 2004. And is meant to advertise the Brandon Community Club's prize annual cowboy breakfast. And for scale, I'm sitting next to the frying pan. The diameter of the rim of the pan is 9 feet 3 inches, and the handle is 5 feet tall. The marker says this is a frying pan, not a frying pan. And since the pan took 41 hours to construct, it can hold 528 eggs, or 352 pork chops, or 88 pounds of bacon. The cowboy breakfast consists of scrambled eggs, ham, sausage, pancakes, fried potatoes, sausage gravy, and biscuits made from scratch. That sounds like a fantastic breakfast. After reading that, is it just me, or do you also want to head to Cracker Barrel and get one of their country boy breakfasts? I think it's similar to what's served here. You get the eggs, bacon, and pancakes and all that. But I'm sure the cowboy breakfast here is much better. I mentioned the entire population of Brandon is just 341 people. The last cowboy breakfast in September 2023 fed 900 people. So they definitely got some visitors coming into town to get that tasty breakfast. The event committee chairperson that handles the cowboy breakfast says that they have served roughly 28,000 breakfasts since the first cowboy breakfast in the year 2000. All this mention of breakfast is making me hungry, so I head out to Interstate 380 to get to Cedar Rapids and find something to eat. Probably somewhere quick since I still have a lot to see today. Alright, so I got the quick bite to eat at a McDonald's near the airport, and actually near the hotel where I stayed on a previous road trip through Iowa. Before I leave, I'm getting some gas at $3.25 a gallon. Also on that earlier road trip, I visited the small town of Riverside, Iowa, which is the future birthplace of Captain James Tiberius Kirk. He'll be born on March 22nd, 2233. In front of me is a replica of a Constitution-class starship, the USS Riverside. The starship looks like the USS Enterprise from the original Star Trek series, as well as the first 6 Star Trek movies. This replica of the starship is used in the annual Trekfest parade. Trekfest is a celebration of all things Star Trek. Roughly 1,000 people attend the parade. Look at this little shuttlecraft over here, which doubles as a donation box to support the museum. Here's a rear view of the starship. Trekfest is held the last Saturday in June. Sounds like a lot of fun. The starship is parked in front of the Voyage Home Museum, and look at the giant Starfleet insignia on the building. The museum was not open the last time I was here, but it's open today. This museum is open from 12 noon to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday, so the hours are very limited. Down here is a granite bench dedicated to the memory of longtime Riverside resident Nita Wingler Path by William Shatner, but I don't know why. That's pretty cool. They said I could take all the photos and videos that I wanted, so I'm going to share everything with you. On this cabinet are a number of Star Trek themed books that are not for sale. So let's take a tour of the Voyage Home Museum and see what they have here. Look at this shirt, the famous line from Star Trek IV when Kirk was trying to steal a couple of humpback whales. Here's another cute shirt. This is a trope where a red shirt crewman always gets killed. On the wall by the ceiling are the TrekFest logos from all 39 prior festivals. Let's need to see every single shirt design. Welcome visitors, please sign the captain's log. So I'll put my channel name in this book. That's what I typically do, put my public persona in North Georgia for the location. I also put a little pin where I live, but I think I put it a little too far south. Take a look at this set piece. This is Data's desk that you saw in his living quarters in Star Trek The Next Generation. This is pretty neat to see this. There's also a photo of Data sitting at his desk, and the photo is signed by Brent Spiner. There's also a photo of Spiner holding the signed photo. This marker says this desk was also used in Star Trek Voyager and in a theater show with William Shatner, donated by Ed and Rachel Harrigan in 2018. I'm so happy I got to see the Voyage Home Museum. I didn't expect it to be open since they have limited open hours, but I got lucky this afternoon. Really happy and thrilled to be here. Please be sure to either leave a donation or get some merch to support this great museum. Across the street is this bronze statue of a young Captain Kirk. Looks like the city has added the sidewalk and some planters behind the Kirk statue. It looks nice this way instead of by itself in the grass. The city park is improved as well. Take a look at the soft ground they installed and the giant Starfleet insignia here. On my way out of town, I wanted to get this granite sign, but they were doing some work in the small area, so this is the best picture I can get. This should be nice once they're done. Oh well, it's time to beam out of here, Scotty, as I need to head to a few more places in Iowa before the sun goes down. I really enjoyed my return visit to Riverside. I'm so glad I came back. This is one heck of a segue, but here I am at Hickory Grove Cemetery in the town of Avery. The cemetery is about 10 minutes off the highway on a direct road, so this is definitely way off the beaten path for sure. There's something very unique inside the cemetery. Take a look behind all the grave markers to the left. The cemetery has a few pyramids. That's really strange to see pyramids in a cemetery. These pyramids were built in 1939 for Axel Peterson, who was a big fan of the Egyptian pyramids, and he wanted to be buried in the largest pyramid on the left. Notice to the left of the big pyramid. That appears to be a hallway leading into the pyramid. That is so creepy. And there's a concrete bench positioned in front of it, which I don't really understand. It looks right into the front door leading into the crypt. I really don't know what to think about that. And the door is also open a crack, so that makes it even more creepy. Axel Peterson had these pyramids built in the same proportions as the pyramids of Giza. The tallest pyramid is 14 feet tall. His final wishes were for him and his friend to be interred inside the largest pyramid, both seated at a table facing each other. However, for some reason, their final wishes were not carried out, and they are buried at a different cemetery in Avery. So these pyramids are empty. Outside the cemetery is well maintained. You can see the lawn has been mowed and trimmed, and the pyramids themselves are 85 years old and still in really good shape. And the gravel roads leading to the cemetery are also in really good shape. But this is definitely a remote part of southern Iowa, so if you want to visit the cemetery, be sure to find them on Google Maps and capture the coordinates. Don't rely on road names. The cemetery also has many headstones dating back to the 1800s, so if you're a person that goes to cemeteries to learn about the history of a community, this might be a good stop for you for that reason alone. It's also very peaceful here, in the middle of nowhere. Some people have noted there are a lot of bugs in the summer, so be aware that if you plan to visit during that time. This is a really interesting stop. You know I have to go to at least one cemetery whenever I take a trip, right? So spoiler alert, I will see at least one more cemetery on this 5-day road trip. My next stop takes me to Pella, Iowa. The city has a population of about 10,000 people and is the home of the Dutch. Pella also hosts an annual tulip festival in early May. I'm not far from downtown in Sunken Gardens Park. This is a small park with a walking trail along this lake, but this park has a unique feature, something Dutch. This is the Sunken Gardens windmill. I think there are a few windmills in Pella. Walking on the trail around the lake, you can see the tulips that are just now starting to bloom. The Tulip Festival is just 3 weeks after when I filmed this video. Over here it looks like some of the tulips have bloomed already. Look at all the pretty colors, the reds, purples, and pinks. This should look beautiful in a couple of weeks. The lake is in the shape of a wooden shoe. Yet another way they have themed Pella as a small town you'd see in the Netherlands. When the lake freezes over in the winter, it's used for ice skating. The windmill has been here since 1937 and is considered a local historic landmark. Today the windmill is used as the city's tourist information center. To be honest, I meant to visit another windmill, which I think is one of the tallest operating Dutch windmills in North America. This is called the Vermeer Windmill, and it's east of downtown in a small Dutch village area of town. But this windmill is pretty awesome and historic as well. So I'll have a reason to come back to Pella to take a guided tour of the Vermeer Windmill, which I don't think were available at the time we arrived. And there's a marker on this windmill noting it's a historic Pella landmark. Oh, and if you think you've heard the name Pella before, you're right. The Pella Corporation's HQ is here, and they make windows and doors. Now heading to my final destination of the day, which is located in Madison County. Is it possible that I'll see some bridges here? Why yes I will. I'm in St. Charles, Iowa, and according to this sign, this town is the gateway to the Bridges of Madison County. I'll see a few bridges in this area before the sun goes down, but take a look at this bridge. It's very well taken care of, the roof is in good shape, and the siding color is beautiful for this area. This is the Imes Covered Bridge. It was completed in June 1871 by J.P. Clark, and was originally known as the Wilkinsburg Bridge. The bridge is 105 feet long and 16.4 feet wide. The marker also says the bridge was moved in 1887 to the Imes crossing of Clanton Creek. The bridge was moved again in 1977 to where it stands today as the centerpiece of this park. The bridge was restored in 1997, so let's take a walk inside to see what it looks like. The marker also mentions the lattice design of the interior walls is typical for Iowa covered bridges. I'm not sure if a bridge was supposed to be signed though, but a lot of people have. The wooden sign on the other side says Imes Bridge. built in 1870 in St. Charles, Iowa. These yellow devices appear to be the sprinkler system in case a fire is detected. I guess the wiring detects smoke, and the yellow tanks spray pressurized water to put out any fire. The wood decking appears to be in good shape, but it looks about 25 or 30 years old. I didn't see any cameras though. I wonder if they should add cameras. The covered bridges in Alabama that I saw all had cameras, but they didn't have the sprinkler system. In 1979, this beautiful bridge was added to the National Register of Historic Places. Now let's see another covered bridge. Next up is the Holywell Bridge. This was built back in 1880 by Benton Jones. This bridge spans the Middle River. Like the Imes Bridge that I just saw, the Holywell Bridge is not open to vehicular traffic. This bridge is also on the National Register of Historic Places, added in 1976. The bridge was restored in 1995. I'm guessing this bridge is far less visited, as the wood is in much better shape and does not have any graffiti. Here's a view from the other side. I'm noticing the white paint on the railings might be new. The color is bright and glossy. The Holywell Covered Bridge is the longest in Madison County's covered bridges at 159 feet. It's also the longest remaining timber bridge, covered or uncovered, in the state of Iowa. The width of the bridge is 14 feet. This is also the only covered bridge in Madison County that is still in the original location. It's really impressive that even though there have been restorations of this bridge, the bridge is in really good shape considering it's been here for over 150 years. This is a nice shot of the Middle River just before the sun has gone all the way down. I think we have about 20 minutes or so before full-on sunset, so I'm going to cross back to the other side and as quickly as I can reach one more covered bridge, which isn't very far away from here. The Holywell Bridge was actually featured in the 1995 movie The Bridges of Madison County, starring Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep. By itself, this is awesome to be at a filming location. I forgot to mention, once you're here, it's easy to find the covered bridges because they're all connected via the Covered Bridges Scenic Byway. There are more bridges in Madison County, but I only have time for 3. The last bridge of the day will be at Riverside City Park. This park was originally purchased by the city to be used for grazing cattle. It was converted into a recreational park in the 1950s. The final bridge I'll see is the colored Donahoe Bridge. This bridge was built in 1870 and was also featured in the Bridges of Madison County film. The sun is almost completely set, so I'm gonna do a very quick walk through the last bridge. Look at the marker for this bridge. It was built by Eli Cox in 1870. It's 79 feet long and weighs 40 tons. It was originally located over the North River, about 1.8 miles northeast of Winterset. It was moved to this park in 1970, and the house moving company not only moved the bridge, but put a new roof on it. This bridge looks more worn down than the others. It does have the same sprinkler system as the others, but it has more graffiti, and the wood is not in as good condition as the other bridges I've seen today. Yeah, it's really disappointing. Not just signing the bridge, but spray painting graffiti on it. That's a real shame. The bridge was last renovated in 1997, and I bet since this bridge is in a city park, it might be a busy place, and lots more people use this bridge than the other covered bridges around here. There are 3 other covered bridges that I haven't seen that still exist in Madison County: Cedar, Hogback, and Roseman. All this looks similar to the Hollywood Bridge that I saw earlier. Madison County offers a 2-hour personal guided tour of all the 6 bridges, which includes their construction, their history, and their usage in the movies. What's different is the tour guide joins you in your own vehicle. So that's a good option if you're trouble staying to this part of Iowa. Now that the sun is set, it's time to drive to my hotel room and rest up for tomorrow.
And that's it. I saw a little bit of everything today in Iowa. Lots of quirky places, a memorial, a strange cemetery, lots of Star Trek, and some covered bridges. And what was not filmed was the 90-minute drive to the hotel. My next video in this series takes me to Kansas, but you'll see that next time. Thanks for watching, bye!